Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Kevin Smith producing a new Masters of the Universe TV series for Netflix. That's right, this news dropped this weekend, and I think it was yesterday it dropped. I don't remember now. It could have been Sunday, could have been Saturday, or Friday or Monday, whatever it was. It's out there. It's about, and I wanted to drop my thoughts on it because it might be a surprise to you. Maybe not. I think I've mentioned this in previous videos. I am a fan of the original 1980s animated TV series of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I used to watch that a lot when I was a kid. I was a huge fan of that and She-Ra. I was obsessed with the live-action Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man and Frank Langella as Skeletor. I still go back and rewatch that movie once in a while. I don't care how not so great it is. It's a fun movie. That was my Star Wars growing up until I finally watched Star Wars and realized, oh wow, yeah, the original Star Wars is actually the better Star Wars, but it was still my Star Wars for the longest time, and I still have a fondness for that movie. I don't care how not so great it is movie wise, but yeah, nostalgic memory. What can you say when nostalgia hits you? There's a fondness for it that will never go away. With that. The original He-Man animated series was also something that, when you look back at it, maybe it's not as great as you might have remembered it, right? There's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of reuse of animation that was done with that show because you never realized when you were a kid how cheaply made it was. And so when you see it again with older eyes, it's an interesting sit-through. But look, when I heard this news that Kevin Smith was going to do a new anime series with Castle Rock on Netflix, Castle Rock is the animation studio behind it. It's going to be more of an anime style driven He-Man series. That caught the attention of a lot of people. Like, wait a minute, Kevin Smith producing He-Man in the Masters of the Universe? It's going to be called Masters of the Universe Revelations, where it will take up where the original series left off, which is odd because the original series was pretty much a lot of filler episodes. They were those type of cartoons at the time were made just to make as many episodes as you can so it can run in syndication and make money forever. Which is what He-Man did. That's how I watched it. I didn't watch it when it originally aired. I watched it because I was born when the original He-Man came out, and then I watched it when I was when I was 5 years old when it was in reruns, 4 or 5 years old, around there, yeah. Learning this was a pretty interesting take, and obviously if you're going to give an anime spin on it, it's going to be probably a little bit more drama driven. Not heavy drama, but like it will have a little bit more drama than what the original series had, but probably still have that fun aspect to it, or at least that's how they were making it sound like at the panel they were at during the weekend. Because I did hear the panel today. I listened to Kevin Smith's podcast, Fat Man Beyond, and he was kind of hinting at what the tone could be like, and that all the characters that we've known in that original series will all be returning. Obviously, the main ones, and then even some oddballs that might pop up once in a while. So, I'm really interested. I think a new He-Man series. It's about time. The last He-Man series we had was in 2002. It lasted 3 seasons. So I think it ran on until like 2003, 2004. It was a very short-lived series, and I thought that one obviously took the seriousness a little bit better. But obviously, it wasn't great still, but you could see they were playing a lot more with the mythology of it, and hopefully that's what this show will do. Because if you go into the mythology of He-Man, you can see there is an interesting mythology there that they could play with. And I know there's a new She-Ra series on Netflix, which is on its 3rd season right now. I haven't seen it. I've only seen 1 episode of the entire series. and I realized it wasn't for me. Look, if there's a crowd out there for it, obviously there is. That's great. I'm happy people are loving a new iteration of She-Ra. I love the original series when I was a kid, but even that I went back and seen. And I realize it doesn't hold up the way it used to. But I think I really watched that original series more for the crossovers with He-Man rather than She-Ra itself. It had a similar tone, but it was a little bit more fluffier. And this new She-Ra that's on Netflix right now is very, very fluffy. Which is a little bit of a turnoff for me. And this is coming from the guy that watches Supergirl on the CW. So, Supergirl, not as fluffy as She-Ra is on Netflix. So I'll leave it at that. With that being said, He-Man, it is making me wonder if this new He-Man series will also revive that old version of She-Ra. Since He-Man and the original She-Ra were both connected to one another, will they bring any voice actors from the original series back? I know I think his name was Alan Oppenheimer, who did the voice of Man-at-Arms and Skeletor in the original series. I think that was his last name. I know it's Alan I think it's Oppenheimer, yeah. You can go check it up if you guys want. Yeah, he did a short recently in the past 10 years or so that's available on iTunes. I forgot what it's called, but it's focused more on Skeletor. And he still has the voice to do those voices, so it does make me wonder if they could get any of the original voice actors back, or is the show going to be different in tone enough where they might need new actors to take over some of the older roles. It depends, I guess. It would be nice to see like characters from the She-Ra series also be brought back. She-Ra had some interesting villains in that series as well that could fit in with the Masters of the Universe. It was always fun seeing those shows cross over. So, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of questions to be had that Kevin Smith and his team of writers and producers and such will hopefully give us as time goes on. And this will be a series that I'll be keeping an eye on whenever there's news that hits. I'm interested in this one. This one I might watch just because of nostalgic reasons, especially if they are connecting it back to the original series. I might even pull out those DVDs and watch them all again. So, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. You don't have to love it, just like it, because there's a thumbnail at the bottom that shows the like button. And subscribe to my channel. I am a fan of the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, so I might be talking about this in the future sometime. We'll see. And until next time, take care.